Hi, I'm Nancy Risk, and welcome back to the Hollywood Initiative. Today we are talking to Fran Tolstonog from Hussman and Tolstonog Entertainment. She's been in the industry for 30 years as a brilliant manager. So, welcome, Fran.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for coming into our lovely car. We're driving around crazy today, so this was our moment to chat with Fran.
Hi.
Hi.
Just one correction. I haven't been a manager for 30 years.
Shit.
I've been a manager for 4.5 years. I was
Okay.
an agent for 30 years.
Agent for 30,
Yes.
manager for the last
About 4.5 years.
4.5 years. All right, should we do that again?
Yeah.
Fuck. Hi, I'm Nancy Risk, and welcome to the Hollywood Initiative. Today we are talking with Fran Tolstonog, a manager here in LA. She has 30 years experience in the industry, and we would love to welcome her. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming into the car. We've got a bit of a quick one today, so thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Let's just get straight into it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. So there's a question that I get asked quite a lot, especially in Australia. What is the role of a manager?
That's interesting. When I started in the business, I was an agent.
Mhm.
It was several years ago when it was a boutique agency, and the only people who had managers really were stars,
Yeah.
which is, I know, what they in Australia.
Yeah.
They think that's all it is, and that's really kind of what it was. And then slowly, I think people felt that they needed help getting auditions, even though managers at the time really weren't
Yeah.
getting auditions. They were calling the agents to have us get them
Yeah.
the auditions. But I never quite understood back then what managers did, because we did everything for
Yeah.
them. We looked at their pictures. We helped them with everything as agents. As the business has changed, some of those boutique agencies are no longer there, and they've all kind of gotten swallowed up, and they're bigger.
Mhm.
And managers kind of take on the role as kind of the conduit between the actor and the agent.
Yeah.
People don't have the relationships with their agent that they used to have.
Mhm.
Now it's with their manager. Their manager is the one who takes care of their pictures. Agents don't want to do that anymore because they've
Yeah.
gotten bigger and they just don't want to deal with it.
Right.
So in the short version is that.
Okay.
Okay.
So managers look after you as a whole?
Yes, absolutely. We're the architects,
Yeah.
as it were, of the career, as opposed to having the theatrical agent, the commercial
Yeah.
agent, the voiceover agent. They're all of the, the glass worker, the carpenter.
Yeah. See, everything.
We are the architects
Yeah.
of the career, yes.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I
Mhm.
hope that helps everyone. The next question is, how does a manager collaborate with an agent?
Another good one. And one that is harder to answer because I'm finding in my past as an agent, when someone brought on a manager, we would always include them in any deals. We would never close a deal without talking to the manager. We would always ask for their input. However, now that I'm a manager, a lot of agents either don't want to talk to us or they are calling upon me as a manager to do the things that I used to do as an agent.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of reversed.
Yeah.
Managers used to try to call me to get their clients in when I was an
Mhm.
agent. Now agents are calling me to try to get their clients
Yeah.
in now that I'm a manager. So it's not as much of a collaboration for me.
Yeah.
I know that it's different with every manager, but it seems that for me it's sort of a individual situation. Some are great,
Yeah.
some just don't want to deal.
So you feel like sometimes that you still have to do majority of the work rather than collaborate with them?
Well, I tend to, for the developmental clients, I tend to try to get better auditions theatrically. Most of the agents that I have for those people are commercial
Yeah.
agencies with a theatrical department, and they basically get a lot of commercial auditions, but not a lot of decent theatrical ones.
Gotcha. All right.
And I try to get the good theatrical ones. But as far as collaboration, I haven't had a whole lot of that, to be honest with you. Now, I know if you asked another manager, they would have a different answer.
Yeah.
But personally, I have not had a lot of it, except for maybe educating some of the agents
Gotcha.
about some of the rules that they're not aware of, or
Yeah.
a strategy that I would like to,
Yeah.
try to work.
Okay. Well, that's really interesting, because you would think that, you both want the best for your clients, so let's just work together and get it done. But isn't it amazing how sometimes
Well, it is. And the clients that I have that are working all the time, they don't have agents at this point because
Right.
I used to be their agent. so they don't really want an agent.
So it's like, you're my agent, now
it's
you're my manager.
So perhaps if they were with agents, they would be more, higher echelon agents, and maybe they would be more collaborative.
Well, that takes me to, I guess, my next question. When is the right time in your career to look for a manager?
Well, nowadays, again, I sound like I'm 100, but things have changed, and the agencies, most of them, don't want to take on developmental clients, meaning they don't want to have to make phone calls or do pitches for people who don't have credits.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have people who have all the credits so that they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So my clients, developmentally, they have me. Yeah. If they want to go with a commercial agent, then they should submit whenever, because it's about a look. It's about a hole they have to fill.
Yeah.
It's not about their resume.
Yeah.
But theatrically, people won't take them with no credits. So they find that the only way to get auditions is to have a manager.
Because it's easier to get.
It's easier.
Yeah.
And managers will consider developmental.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess managers give a lot more time. So
They do. Generally speaking, their lists are smaller.
Yeah.
They have more time to devote. And which is why, a lot of managers have a large client list, and therefore, they take 10%. But the smaller companies that don't have a big client list, a lot of them take 15 because they only have a handful of clients, and they're working for free, basically, until their clients book a job.
So basically, if you're looking for a manager, that's your best bet now to build your credits before you go for an agent.
I would think yes.
Yeah.
And of course there are agents that will take you, as I said, if they have a commercial department. But I've got a few people now who have put it out there to different agents, and I always said, just try.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want a meeting, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
And after they've talked to them a couple times, they go, I don't think I want to do that. I said, fine. When you find someone you'd like to meet, let me know. I'll go with you. But
that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not many managers would do that.
Oh yes, that's what you do
That's
when you're a
awesome.
manager, because you don't want your client signing with an agent that
you won't
you're
actually
not,
work with.
It's much better to have a relationship. I would much prefer it.
Yeah.
I have to deal with some of my clients who had agents that were there before I got there.
Yeah.
But, if I have a choice, I'd like to pick the one that we get.
That's really great. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, and last but not least, what are your do's and don'ts for actors looking for representation?
That's a good question. The thing I hate most, and this is a pet peeve of mine, is when an actor tells me who they are. Like, if Liv Schreiber and so had a baby, I'd be that. Don't tell me who you are. I will decide who you are. Or tell me what you do best. Tell me what your strengths are. If you're sending me an email, make sure you send a resume, a picture, video. Even I, a small manager who takes developmental clients, I need to see something. I need something, because if I'm going to put my faith in that person, I have to know, I have a reputation.
Exactly.
I've been in this business a while. I'm not just going to send people out if I don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
So, I say, look up agents, see who their clients are. Don't try to get the top 10 agents if you have no credits.
Yeah.
It's a waste. At least you're not spending postage anymore, but it's a waste of time. They all have in their heads they want to be with, the biggest agent. It's not. If you got in, you may as well not have an agent.
You'll get lost, yeah.
So, try to find a smaller agency that maybe has one or two clients that you like, that maybe, would be somebody to aim for. But, if you have no credits, I think the best thing to do is to look for a manager.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Well, there you go. So if you're just starting out in the industry, it gets it's a little bit harder for guys overseas, but here in LA and the US, try and aim for a manager. That way they can develop you and help you. And also, just to let you know that Fran's actually writing a book, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And it's about exactly what we're talking
It's about all of this and more.
Yes.
Questions that people always have.
Which is awesome, because she's got 30 years behind her. So
More about who's counting.
But make sure, look, we'll post it once it's out, so that way you can have access to it. But yeah, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
chatting with us.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I guess we'll keep in touch, and you never know what else you might see from Fran. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to our Q&A with Fran Tolstonog. It's pretty amazing that she's had 30 years in the industry and she was able to share some really great insight with us. So thank you so much, Fran. Also, I want to let you guys know that I want you to head to YouTube, subscribe to our channel so that you can get all the up-to-date videos that we have coming for you. Also, if you have any questions for any industry professionals, make sure to leave a comment on the YouTube videos, Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get them answered for you. If you want to meet any of these awesome industry professionals and many more to come, make sure you check out www.hollywoodinitiative.com. We have an amazing program coming up where you can spend a week with these awesome industry professionals, learning from the best and understanding the industry here in LA. If this is something you want to do, apply now and we will get back to you.